Ladies and gentlemen, warm greetings to you all. Welcome to the speech of ceremony of today. Listen carefully because our topic today is important and everyone should know as well. We all know that there is a need to understand the significance of family planning, give the rise in our country, population. According to the Journal of ASEAN, Federation of Endocrine Societies, the Philippine Congress enacted the Republic Act number 10354 on Responsible Parenthood and Reproductive Health Bill, December 18, 2012, after a decade of what can only be described as bitter public controversy and political Republic Health RH law is implementing rules and regulations. Family planning is a key to slowing unsuitable population growth, so we are talking about young women 11 to 17 years old giving birth at the wrong age. Why is it? Because they don't know what family planning is without telling them. No one has told them about it, or do not know, or do not think about what will happen to them in the future. A woman's ability to choose if we and when become pregnant has a direct impact on her health and well-being. Family planning allows spacing of pregnancies and can delay pregnancy in young women at increased risk of health problems and death from the early childbearing. It prevents unintended pregnancies, including those of other women who faces increased risk related to pregnancy. Family planning takes into account the proper timing of childbirth. Spacing childbirths is a few years apart from one another. We have other aspects of family planning, including sex education, prevention, and management of sexuality transmitted. So we need to know a lot about family planning because we may regret our decisions in life. We must be careful. It's not easy with the other women committing abortion, but the law and the church do not consider it legal. And according to the Ten Commandments of God, you shall not kill. So there's nothing you can do about it. Just accept and give your child a good life. Family planning is important for health and mother of the mother and her children. Frequently, pregnancies often result in serious health consequences for both the mother and her children. And the financial consequence of having children involves the medical cost of pregnancies and birth at the high costs associated with actually bringing up children since parents are responsible for providing food, clothes, shelter, and education for their children. Family planning has an important long-term impact on the financial situation of the family. Limiting the number of children will make it possible, even for scarce family resources, to provide the children's needs. Your age and where you are in sexual life can be a big factor in your decision. Nowadays, many teenagers have children because they do not know family planning and they not been taught by their parents, but there are many ways to prevent this from using protection and to prevent it because you are not prepared for this big responsibility. We also talk to our parents to be educated and not to make the wrong decisions so that you will not regret later because it it will not make the mistake for building a family if that is not possible. According to Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA, one one in 10 young Filipino women aged 15 to 19 has begun childbearing. 8% are already mother and another 2% are pregnant with their first child according to the result of the 2013 National Demographic and Health Survey. This is alarming because in the long run it may increase and and the population of the poor in our country will become worse, but it will help the it will help of the government and with parents preaching to their child may decrease pro- and the poverty rate in our country will decrease, but we can balance and manage the population is one of the reasons why our country population and our country population and population rates are so high because the couples have not discussed or studied and they are not thinking well because they don't know family planning is. So we all need to be informed because the number of children at the wrong age is high, and it's alarming that if we have children and we should let them know so that they will not make wrong decisions and not ruin their future, and they should prioritize the study and not have to be left alone because it is not easy for young children who are accustomed to such things. But one of the reasons is that many people are already struggling in life but still have children, even though they know they can't afford to give their child a good life because poverty is rising in the country. Because the population of the poor is growing because have not learned what family planning is, so the government should pay attention to it. And it's not a joke. They should first teach it to the family what family planning is means because it's not discovered that young students have no children who should not have children because no one is teaching them what to do. It's family planning, so the government must pay attention to the situation here and the other benefits that come with family planning: reducing infant mortality, helping to prevent HIV/AIDS, empowering people, and enhancing education, reducing adolescence pregnancy, slowing population growth. For the only reason I can advise married couples who wants to have children is to talk about having a family planning first because before they can build a family because it is best to plan ahead to make sure the family future is good so they can have many children just to make sure that they can provide good life for their children and have a nice and better future. We have methods and long active reversible contraceptions such as the implant and intrauterine device, hormonal contraception such the pill or the injection barrier, methods such as condoms, emergency contraceptions, fertility awareness, permanent contraception such as testimony and tubal digitation. So we have many methods to choose from and this can helpful at is one of the things that is done because family planning have method called birth control. Birth control shows that you can protect or prevent you from having children. Birth control is also one of the easiest thing to do in family planning because you just need to buy some items, avoid having multiple children. Some family planning methods such as transmitted infection, family planning contraception, reduce the need for abortion, especially unsafe abortion. Family planning is to reinforce people right to determine the number and spacing their children. The purpose of family planning is a recommendation encouraging men and women to formulate a reproductive life plan to help them in avoiding unintended pregnancies and to improve the children health of women and reduce adverse pregnancy outcome. Raising a children requires significant amount of resources, time, social, financial that is purpose of family planning. And according to the World Health Organization, 214 million women of productive age in developing countries who wants to avoid pregnancies are not using modern contraceptive method and reasoning limited choice of methods, limited access to contraception, particularly among young people, poorer segments of population, or unmarried people, fear or experience of side effects, cultural or religious opposition, poor quality of available service use, and provides based barrier, and therefore many are do not follow family planning. And all I can say about this family planning, so she family planning can help the country, and it can reduce poverty in our country. It also helps young people not to get married or having children at a young age, just to put their children, brought down at a young age and not ruin their future. Also, it has to be taught in school so that the students are aware of it, because they are not also early childbearing at a young age. So it should be taught to the students to make sure better future for the students, and especially at home. They should be told by their parents, adapted by the parents, so that they can tell the children parents first to teach and talk about it, so that we'll not regret later and our wrong decisions in life. I'm a 17 years old student, and I'm here to tell you and teach you, also to let you know that if you can afford and give your child a better life or a good life, you must go and study your family planning, and you may not regret all your decisions in life. But you can also regret it with family. But you can also not regret it with family planning implemented by our government for married couples, or because of this family planning you can play future of your family. Thank you.